friends. It's so good to see you again. In case some of y'all don't remember me, I'm Lorraine with Rags to Stitches USA. It has been too long since I have made a video. I just checked right before I started making this one, and the last video I made was at the end of February. How does time go by so quickly? My mom used to say that the older you get, the faster time goes. And y'all, I must be getting really old because this year has flown by. I can't believe we're already in the first week of December. But we are. So I'm glad to be back. And I have missed you guys. I've thought about making a video many times, but life has been either really busy. My husband is threatening to retire, but I've heard that once you retire, you have less time, and we don't have time to retire right now. It's crazy. So we've either been really busy or God has forced us to slow down by allowing us to experience some of the not so pleasant benefits of getting older, you know, bad backs and bad feet and taking forever to get over, you know, a crud virus. You know, it's just been first one thing and then another, as my mama would say. Anyway, enough about me. I've got a few things to show you. I don't have a lot of time this morning, but I did want to show you some things. I keep shaking the table, I'm so sorry. And I know things look a little bit different. We haven't even decorated for Christmas yet. In our family, we don't normally decorate for Christmas until after Thanksgiving, but we had our Thanksgiving early this year. We had it the first weekend of November, so I thought, I can decorate early now. Here we are the first week of December and I haven't even started. I've got a little tree over here that actually stays up all year. We've moved this piece in from another room, and there will be a Christmas tree going up where this piece normally sits. And then I normally have a nativity that sits back here, but I haven't done that yet. So I'm hoping this week that I will get my decorating done. Anyway, our shop where I work had their 30th anniversary celebration open house this past week. And y'all, that's quite an accomplishment, especially now when so many shops are closing. For them to be celebrating 30 years, that's awesome. So I'm really happy for them. So we had an open house, and I took some things to the open house, and they were sitting here on the table for me to put up, and I thought, well, before I put them up, I'll make a quick video. So I'm gonna make a quick video. I think I have shown y'all in a past Flosstube that I was working on the 12 Days of Christmas series by Hello from Liz Matthews. And I think I had shown you an FO, but not an FFO, of the first day of Christmas. And so I am making the trees. I may go back and do the samplers at some point, but I first want to do all the trees. I'm really tickled. I'm looking forward to having a whole little forest of these trees. So Liz had finished all of hers using these antique glass frogs, and I have some of those, but I didn't want all my trees to be finished in the same way, so I'm using different bases for my trees. And I'm also not always going to be using the called for linen. Now on this particular, on the first day, she had used, well, it says that she used 40 count fog, but I don't think that's what she used here because, oh no, it says she stitched hers on 36 count kudzu. And then the rest of the ones I think that have been put out, the rest of the patterns that have been put out, she stitched on fog. But I'm going to be stitching mine on different counts, most of them 36 and 40, and different colors of linen because I want my trees to all look a little bit different. I'm going to use different bases and different lengths of trunks So this is the first day, and this is how I fully finished it. I don't know if you can, there we go. So I bought this little spool, and it already had the velvet ribbon wound around it, and so I thought it went really well with the lighting on this. Is terrible. It blended really well with the pears, and I thought it was really pretty. My granddaughter likes this one because she said, "I love pears." So that's the first one. Can y'all see that if I set it back there? Sure. Okay, the second day of Christmas is this one. And Liz had put initials in each house, so I decided to do the same thing. So it's 2 turtle doves for me and my husband, so I put our initials here, and then I put the initials of our children here. And I finished it with a different base. Let me see if I can remember. I don't remember exactly what linen I used. I want to say I used an antique ivory for this, and I don't remember if it was 36 or 40. But this is my tree. And here again, I put our initials in the tree. And then I finished it on a tall spool, antique spool. And my husband cut me a little twig, and he left, there was a vine growing around the twig, and he left the little pieces of the vine attached to it, and I love that. I love that. My husband is enjoying seeing me finish these as well. I think he's having fun helping me come up with different ways to finish it. As a matter of fact, we went to an antique shop, and he was walking around with me, and he knew that some of these I was going to be using antique flower frogs, and so he showed up with this, and he said, "Would that work for some of your trees?" And I thought that would be perfect for my 5th day for the 5 golden rings. So I'm looking forward to using that one. Okay. The 3rd day of Christmas, whoops, is this one, the 3 French hens. There's the whole thing. And I changed up, no, maybe I may have used the same antique white on this one from Zweigart. And I'm pretty sure this was 40 count as well. Oh, I think Liz said she worked hers on 40 count colonnade linen from Color and Cotton, which I did not have, so I just used what I had. And I love that. And I finished this one on an old oil can. I don't know how well you can see that. I thought that was fun. So they're really fun. I did not permanently adhere my stitched piece to the insert. Let's see if I can get this off without disturbing the whole thing. So you cut a piece of styrofoam into a shape that would fit inside here, and then you have to trim it down, kind of round off the edges a little bit. I just took a knife and just kind of sawed the edges off a little bit. It made a real mess. I tried to do it outside, but when I was finishing up this last one, it was cold, and I did it here in the kitchen, and now I have styrofoam dust everywhere. It's a mess. But anyway, the top of this oil can, the nozzle is kind of crooked, so my husband put that on there for me, and I think he did a pretty good job of keeping it straight. But I didn't want to adhere this down permanently because I want to be able to take these off and store them flat. I haven't decided if I'm going to be taking these. I don't think I'm going to be taking these off to store them. I think I will put them in a box and pack stuff around them. I'm not sure. But anyway, I did want to be able to store these flat. Oh, I didn't show you the backs of some of these. I need to do that. So I didn't necessarily use Christmas fabric. As a matter of fact, I don't think this one is Christmas fabric at all to back them with. But I thought that went really well. So let's see. This one, I just used some dotted grunge. Thought that was fun. And then this one, I just used some snowflake because it had, black snowflakes on there. So I thought that went well. And then my fourth day, where's my fourth day? Here we go. A lot of people thought this one was their favorite. Here's the fourth day of Christmas. If I go back and do the samplers, this may be the first sampler I do. I don't know. I love them all so much. The first time I saw these, I think was at StitchCon 2 or 3 years ago. Liz Matthews had a trunk show there, and it's when she had first come out with this series. And when I saw them in person, there's nothing like seeing it in person. Seeing it on a chart, they're pretty, but when you see them in person, they're just so much prettier. So this one, the model was stitched on 36 count milk and honey linen from Fiber on a Whim. I used, what did I use? I don't remember. It's a very, very pale green. And I don't know that you can really tell that. Maybe. You might be able to tell that from here. But I do not remember what shade that is. I think it's this Weigart fabric, I think. But I don't remember. Anyway. So that is the fourth day of Christmas, 4 calling birds. Here we go. And I just did that one on a little spool. I may change this one out. I'm not sure if this is the one I'm going to keep in here, but I think it probably is. I like the touch of green that pulls out the green on the leaves. But I've got a lot of, see, won't that be pretty when I have a whole little forest of those? I just love them. So I have a lot of different bases that I'm going to use. As I said, this will be my 5th day for the 5 golden rings. I've got another little oil can. I've got larger frogs. I've got all different sizes of frogs here. I've got many different spools that I might use. I love this one. I love this big chunky one here. And I have just accumulated these from different yard sales and antique shops and thrift stores. This one I think is fun too, this old spindle. And I will probably use this as both the base and the trunk. And just stick the tree just directly on that. And I think it will stand up. Yeah, there you go. So those are the 4 trees that I have completed. I didn't start on number 5 because I didn't have the linen that I wanted to stitch it on. Excuse me, let me get rid of this text. I didn't have the linen that I wanted to stitch it on, so I started on number 7. And right now, she only has 7 of the days charted. And I don't think she's in a huge rush to get them all done. I think someone told me that it may be a couple of years before the entire series is released. So if you haven't started the series, do. They are so much fun to stitch on. Now I'm just stitching mine using DMC. There is DMC and NPI is what is charted. Either one, and I chose to just use the DMC, and I think they're beautiful. So that's my 12 days. What else did I do? I am working on, as y'all know, if you have watched any of my videos before, you have probably seen His Eye is on the Sparrow. I started working on this when I was caring for my mom here at home. And after she passed, I put it away for a while. I couldn't work on it for a little while, but I have brought it back out. And now it is going to be my journey piece for one of my sampler guilds. I belong to 2 cross-stitch guilds here in Georgia. And so each of them have a program where you make a contract with yourself that you will get a certain thing stitched within that year. And so my journey piece, which is with the Sampler Guild of Georgia, is to finish His Eyes on the Sparrow. So I don't know if I can back up enough here for you to see the whole thing. Well, maybe I can. So I've got the bottom almost finished. I've got just a little bit right in here. So I have until October to get this one finished. And I think I can do that. I'm going to work really hard to do so because I just love it. I love it. This is His Eye is on the Sparrow by Beth Twist. And she came out with this many years ago. And since then, she has also come out with a companion piece called Consider the Lilies. So when I finish this one, I want to start Consider the Lilies as well because I think they're just beautiful. I'm sorry, I keep shaking the table. What else am I working on? I've been to several retreats since I saw you guys. Several. And I've loved every one of them. I'm not going to go through all the details of all the retreats because by now you've all heard all about them. But one of the retreats I went to was I think it was in September or October. I went to the Silver Needle. I'd never been to the Silver Needle before, and that was so much fun. And Lori with La Di Da was our teacher, speaker. Such a sweet lady. I really enjoyed my time there so much. And she gave us a project. Let's see if I've got the sheet here. Yes. So the project that she gave us was called Anna Marie's Pocket. And here again, the chart doesn't even come close to doing it justice. It was a little pocket book that folds up into thirds. And this is what it looks like opened up on the inside, and that's the outside of it. Y'all, this does not do it justice at all. It was just beautiful. And I don't typically start on the projects right away at a retreat, but I did on this one because I just loved it. She gave us I don't think it's silks that this is done in. No, this is Classic Colorworks. But she gave them, all of the finishing supplies here. So I went ahead and started. I started from the bottom up. So that's the very bottom of it. And then right in here you put the year and your initials, I think. So I left that blank because, who knows when I'm going to get this finished. But I hope to get this finished in 2023 because this is going to be my, my magic piece for the other Sampler Guild, which means I need to get this done by August. So I guess I could go ahead and put 2023 in there, but I'll probably wait. So I'm working my way up. So that's as far as I've gotten on this. So I am, where am I? Right in here. Alphabets seem to go quickly to me, but anyway, I think I will be able to get this done, but I just love it. It's so, so pretty. So that is, I'm working on a lot of different things. I like having a lot of whips. I don't know why I'm like that, but I do like having a lot of whips. But I've got one more here I could show you. This one I plan on getting done sooner rather than later because a friend of mine has loaned me her chart and I want to get this chart back to her. So this is, and I know y'all have all seen this one too, the Pink Sparrow sampler. By Brenda Gervais. Isn't that pretty? She stitched hers on, does it say? 30 count parchment. I am stitching mine on 40 count something. I have a lot of mystery linen that I'm trying to use up. So, oh my goodness, this thing needed a little press, didn't it? So this is all I have left to do. It's just this little bottom part. So that one will probably be done maybe in January. I'll shoot for that. Maybe have this done in January. I've got lots and lots of other whips. I just saw these over here that I have not put away. I might as well show you these little finishes as well. Ugh. Oh goodness, this little tray is heavy. Okay, so this is a tray that I have sitting, actually it's been sitting in my mudroom, but I will show you what all is in this. Okay, this one is a little pillow. Let me just set this down. Ugh. A little pillow from Scattered Seed Samplings called Pray for Peace. I started this several, you know, I don't even know what month this was when Russia and Ukraine began their war. And I had taken a mission trip to Ukraine many years ago, and this just reminded me of a little Ukrainian girl for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I thought the sentiment, Pray for Peace, was very appropriate. So I just finished this. I don't know that I will put any trim on it yet. I started stuffing it and never really finished stuffing it. I'm using wool roving to stuff it with. I love wool roving because it doesn't leave your pillow lumpy. It just leaves it really smooth. So I started finishing this one. Not sure if I will put anything else on it or not. I almost like the simplicity of it the way it is. Another one that I've got in my little bowl here is another one that's semi-FFO'd. It is, what was the name of this series? This is the series that she's done seasonally. I think this is Brenda Gervais. And it was summer or autumn, winter or spring, and this one is the summer one. Man, this lighting is terrible. And I just finished it with a little bit of rickrack. I think I did this on Vintage Country Mocha, and so the rickrack was a little bit too bright. So I just I think I coffee dyed this one. And then my husband had an old shirt, a red and white striped shirt that I cut apart, and I coffee dyed it as well. And here again, I've got the slit that I've not finished because I haven't quite finished stuffing it yet. And then, let's see, there's one more down in here. This one is the Redbird Sampler by Heart and Hand. And what did I do on this one? I think the little button came with the kit. I just put a little piece of fabric, two strips of fabric with a little piece of rickrack in between. And here again, I think I may have coffee dyed that one as well. And I stuffed this one. I need to put a little patch over this. I couldn't decide if I wanted to add a little bit more to it or not. I stuffed it, the bottom of it, with walnut shells with lizard litter, and then I stuffed the top of it with the wool roving. So I like the way it turned out. I just need to put the little thing on the back there. So I am almost at my 30-minute mark. I like to leave my videos at about 30 minutes. Something that you can watch while you're doing your 30 minutes on the treadmill. Yeah, mine's a clothes hanger right now. No, mine's not even a clothes hanger right now. Mine's just, you know, folded up and stuck in a corner of my rec room downstairs. But my husband did mention that maybe we should start utilizing that thing in the evening some. So maybe I'll start before New Year's. Not make it a New Year's resolution, because I break those. Maybe I'll start before New Year's, so I won't necessarily call it that, and maybe I'll stick with it a little longer. Who knows? Let's hope so. Anyway, I'm just babbling now. I hope to be on here soon to show you some of my current whips. Oh no, you know what? I didn't even show, oh stop. One of the main things I wanted to show this morning was a little tree skirt that I made. And where did I put the little pattern for this? This is a pattern from, I think it's Atkinson Designs. And it's called Happy Holidays or something like that. Yeah, here we go. Happy Holidays by Atkinson. And so when I first made it, I thought I just wanted to do, I did the large size. I think this is maybe the medium. But I wanted to do the large size, but I wanted to just use it as a table topper. But after I got it finished, I decided I did want to use it as a tree skirt. So this is how it turned out. It's the same on, it's a hexie. Same on all the sides. So you make the one big hexie and quilt it, and then you come back and cut a hole in the center. And I just used DVD to trace. So trace the DVD because I could see the hole in the center of the DVD, and I could see where all my points came together in the center, so that helped me get it centered really well. And then you just cut a slit down there and bind it using a bias binding. So this is the back. So this will go as a shop model, so I won't be using this as a tree skirt here at my house for a while. They usually stay at the shop for a while. So when I get this back, this will be probably a tree skirt for a future Christmas. Okay, that's close enough. Thank you guys for staying with me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I would appreciate that. And hopefully you guys will be able to spend the holidays with those that you love and get some stitchy time in. I hope so. I hope you have time to do the things that you enjoy. And until I see you again next time, God bless.